The rain hammered against the glass roof of Monica's mansion like desperate fists. A flash of lightning briefly illuminated the vast living room before darkness swallowed it whole. "Send someone. I don't care what time it is," Monica ordered over the phone, her voice wavering between authority and panic. "This isn't just a broken bulb. I can't stay in the dark." The line crackled, the dispatcher stammering apologies about the storm, but Monica hung up. The last light flickered and went out, plunging the house into an abyss of shadows. Frozen in the marble hallway, Monica, tall and slender, trembled, her blonde hair matted with sweat. In the darkness, she stumbled over a stool, ran up to her room, and rummaged through her drawer for a flashlight. Nothing. She collapsed, breathless, clutching her knees to her chest. Her heart raced, but another sound rose. The drip of a leak, the creak of a staircase, the rustling of rats in the dark. At 14, she had been locked away for 3 days in a damp cellar by a stranger, without light, without food. That memory gripped her like a cold hand. She sobbed, her nails digging into her arms. Years of therapy, her fortune, her empire, nothing erased that fear. She called the emergency service again, whispering, "Send someone, I'll pay anything, but don't leave me in the dark." Curled up under her sheets, she stared into the darkness, each second reviving her past. The silence, more terrifying than the storm, brought back her demons. She bit her lip until it bled to stay grounded. Someone would come. She had paid. She had begged. Someone would come. Rick was sitting on his narrow bed, illuminated by a nightlight. His daughter Lily, 6 years old, was sleeping, her weak breaths marked by a cough. The clock read 2:07 a.m. His phone vibrated. An emergency alert for an electrical repair in Beverly Hills, well paid. Exhausted after a 12-hour day and 3 side jobs, Rick stared at Lily. The bills were piling up, the surgery for her sick heart was out of reach. He grabbed his tool bag and quietly slipped out. The torrential rain soaked his old raincoat. He climbed into his pickup, the wipers struggling against the downpour. The city, deserted under the storm, felt lonelier than ever. 15 minutes later, he arrived in front of a massive mansion, hidden behind hedges and an iron gate. No one welcomed him. He checked the address and moved forward. At the door, water dripped from his sleeves. Before he could knock, the door creaked open. Monica appeared, barefoot, in a silk dress, pale, her eyes wide. Her fingers trembled on the doorknob. Without a word, she tried to open it wider, but Rick, seeing her distress, gently helped her. She flinched slightly, but did not step back. Their eyes met. Rick recognized the fear, but it was deeper, a woman on the brink of collapse. He nodded, signaling that he understood without asking questions, and stepped inside. Monica did not guide him. She walked, and he followed her through a dark hallway. Her bare feet brushed against the marble. Rick removed his shoes out of respect. In the room, a designer chandelier and a broken lamp stood out. He set down his bag, took out his tools, and Monica watched him, a specter among the living. Rick knelt by the broken lamp, unscrewing the cover. Monica, near the bed, watched him motionless. He felt her presence draw closer. A trembling hand brushed against his sleeve. He turned his head. "I'm sorry," she murmured. "I can't be alone in the dark." Rick offered her a warm smile. "It's okay, I'm here. Don't be afraid." He gently placed his hand over hers, guiding it toward the bed and helping her sit down carefully. From his pocket, he pulled out a small LED lamp, turned it on, and set it beside her pillow. The golden glow illuminated her face. "Keep it close to you," he said. "I'll fix it quickly." Monica clutched the lamp like a life buoy, her knuckles whitening. Rick didn't ask questions about her fear. He worked in silence, efficient, steady. For the first time in years, Monica watched a stranger in her home without fear or judgment. This mechanic, who had entered at 2 a.m., had, with a gesture, with a light, shattered her solitude. The repaired lamp cast an amber glow, soothing the shadows. Rick remained seated in an armchair, his tools put away. Monica, still gripping the LED lamp, stared out the window, lost in thought. He broke the silence. Sometimes, dark places stay with us longer than they should. His simple words touched Monica. She turned her head, hesitant. Have you ever been stuck somewhere? Rick thought, not like you, but yes. Stuck by bills, broken promises, a moldy apartment, watching my daughter weaken without being able to pay for her treatment. Monica tightened her grip on the lamp, then whispered, I was 14. Monica fixed an invisible point, her fragile voice. He caught me on my way back from school. I never saw his face. A van, hours on the road, no windows. He locked me in a basement. No light, just concrete and a leak. 3 days, maybe 5. I lost track. I stopped screaming after the first night. She closed her eyes. When they found me, I hadn't spoken for 20 hours. Rick listened, motionless, without horror or pity. He stood up, took the cold cup of tea from the nightstand, and returned with a new, steaming one, fragrant with chamomile. This one is hot, he said simply, placing it near her. Monica stared at the cup, then at him. Something in her gave way, not in pain, but in recognition. This man hadn't tried to fix her. He had stayed in her darkness. She took the cup, murmuring, thank you. Rick nodded. The rain softened outside, the thunder receding. He stood up, picking up his bag. I have to go, he said gently. Monica followed him with her eyes. As he reached the door, she murmured, can you stay just a little longer? Rick stopped, turned around. His eyes, pleading, didn't ask out of fear, but out of need not to plunge back into silence. He nodded, of course. He moved the chair closer and sat down. Neither spoke. The rain slid down the windows. The lamp cast its glow. Monica, under this light, seemed less tense. Rick was no longer just a mechanic, but someone who stayed when asked. Monica fell asleep, the LED lamp in her hand, her breath finally peaceful. 3 nights later, the rain returned, less violently. Rick was cleaning the gutters of his apartment when his phone rang. Monica's number. Hi, sorry to bother you, she said hesitantly. Another light is flickering in the kitchen. Rick replied, I'll be there in an hour. Upon his arrival, the house seemed warmer. Monica opened the door before he could knock, wearing jeans and a cream sweater, smiling. Come in, no need to take off your shoes. Rick smiled, setting down his bag. The kitchen light shone perfectly. It's working, he said. Monica shrugged, a bit embarrassed. I just wanted some company. Rick laughed, the nicest repair call I've ever had. She laughed too, a rare sound that surprised her. They settled in the living room with tea. Monica pointed to the dining room. I tried cooking. Pasta. Nothing extraordinary. Rick joked, better than me. Last time the fire alarm went off. They dined together, the pasta a bit overcooked, but the atmosphere light. Monica talked about her favorite books, about her chosen solitude. She admitted she hadn't slept without a light for 20 years. Rick mentioned Lily, his voice cracking. She asked me if she's going to die, and I don't know what to say without scaring her. Monica put down her fork, touched. After dinner, they listened to piano music through a speaker. Monica murmured, I used to play this before everything went dark. She confided, everyone thinks I'm cold, but I'm just tired of hurting or being hurt. Rick replied, being alone feels safer than hoping someone will stay. She smiled, vulnerable. I don't want to be alone tonight, not in the usual way. Rick nodded, I'm not here to fix you, Monica. She laughed, freely for the first time in a long while. The following afternoon, Rick was helping Monica fix a leaking faucet. Their conversation, punctuated with laughter, was light. Then the doorbell rang. Monica opened the door to find Travis, her cousin, in a blazer, wearing a smug smile. Cousin Monica, he said, falsely jovial. His gaze slid to Rick, who was passing by with a wrench. The handyman, huh? Younger than expected. Monica tensed. He's fixing the faucet. Travis entered uninvited, mocking. Is that what we're calling it now? He chuckled. You've always liked broken things. It explains why you put up with me before kicking me out. Monica recalled Travis's betrayal, having stolen tens of thousands from her accounts after a health crisis. When she had pursued him, her family had turned against her. Travis called out to Rick. So how are the visits in this neighborhood? Rick, impassive, looked at Monica. I'll finish the faucet another time, he said calmly, gathering his tools. Monica, paralyzed by shame, didn't stop him. He offered her a smile. It's okay. Maybe next time. The door closed, a painful echo. Travis shrugged, heading towards the bar. Monica, oblivious, went upstairs. Rick's absence made the room feel colder. She took the LED lamp, turned it on, its beam piercing the shadows. She had wanted him to stay, but had let him go. Alone, she wondered if her belief in the safety of solitude had cost her something precious. An inner voice whispered, what if I pushed away the only person who stayed without asking for anything? An envelope from the Senny Laura Children's Hospital lay on Monica's desk. Inside were documents about Lily Carson, a 6-year-old with a heart defect requiring an expensive operation. Monica had used her connections to obtain this information, moved by Rick's words about his daughter. Without hesitation, she contacted the hospital and anonymously transferred the entire cost onto the pseudonym Hope Grant, refusing to have her name revealed. 3 weeks later, the operation took place. Rick, in worn jeans, paced the waiting room, trembling. When the surgeon announced the success, he collapsed, crying tears of relief. In the room, Lily breathed calmly, her monitor singing a steady rhythm. Rick kissed her fingers, whispering, "You did it, sweetheart." A nurse brought in a file with a note. All expenses covered by Hope Grant. Perplexed, Rick asked, "Who is Hope Grant?" The nurse shrugged. "Just the donor, no contact." Overwhelmed, Rick held Lily tightly, tears streaming down his face. At the hospital, Monica watched from a discreet window, hidden in a hallway. In a simple coat and glasses, she saw Rick holding his daughter, radiant. She didn't need thanks, only to know that Lily was alive and that Rick no longer had to choose between food and hope. A tear rolled down her cheek, accompanied by a sincere smile. She placed her hand on the glass, as if to touch that moment. Giving without control was new for her. She stayed until the sun rose, then left without a word, her heart lightened by what she had offered to the one who had helped her in the darkness. A letter arrived in a white envelope, the neat handwriting of Rick. Monica opened it at the counter, the sun bathing the room. The heart of my daughter beats because someone believed I was worth saving. If you need to hear the same thing, know that you are. She read it again, trembling, the words touching her deeply. She cried, seized by this belief in herself that she had lost. Taking her phone, she called Rick. An hour later, he was there. Monica opened the door, calm, a gentle smile. Hi, he replied. She invited him to the terrace. Come with me. They walked barefoot in the damp grass. Monica stopped, staring at the garden. There's still a lot of darkness in me, she said, but maybe we can light it up together? Rick looked at her, open. Their hands found each other, warm, sure. A fine rain fell, purifying. Monica did not step back, letting the rain wash over her, her past still there, but less heavy. Rick squeezed her hand. They did not let go. This moment, simple and true, marked a beginning. Monica, once barricaded, was opening up to the idea of no longer being alone. Rick, burdened by his struggles, found a glimmer of hope. Together, under the rain, they let the past slip away, their hearts aligning in a silent promise to stay, despite the shadows. A year later, spring was blooming in Monica's garden. Twinkling fairy lights shimmered between the trees. Rick, on a ladder, adjusted a bulb above the patio. Monica played a soft melody on a portable piano, the first since her adolescence. Lily, now radiant, danced in the grass, laughing. "Mommy Monica!" she shouted, holding up a heart-shaped leaf. Monica's smile moved. "It's beautiful, just like you." Lily ran to her. Rick came down, wrapping his arms around Monica from behind. "You've given my daughter a new heart," he whispered, "and to me as well." Monica, looking at Lily, replied, "I lost a chance once, and life gave me another." She opened her arms. Lily snuggled in. "I love you, Mommy Monica," the little one whispered. Monica, overwhelmed, cried tears of joy, holding Lily tight. Rick knelt, enveloping both of them. They were together, not broken, but whole, in an unexpected family. Evening settled in. The rain returned, gentle. They sat on a bench under the lights. Monica lifted her face to the rain, unafraid, surrounded by warmth. Lily rested her head on her shoulder. Rick took Monica's hand. No words were needed. The lights spoke for them. Monica, once trapped in darkness, had found light in this connection. Rick, once alone in his struggles, had found a partner. Lily, once fragile, now laughed freely. Their bond, forged in a stormy night, had become their refuge. A year later, spring was blooming in Monica's garden. Twinkling fairy lights hung between the trees. Rick, on a ladder, was adjusting a bulb above the patio. Monica played a soft melody on a portable piano, the first since her adolescence. Lily, now radiant, danced in the grass, laughing. "Mommy Monica!" she shouted, holding up a heart-shaped leaf. Monica's smile touched. "It's beautiful, just like you." Lily ran to her. Rick came down, wrapping his arms around Monica from behind. "You've given my daughter a new heart," he whispered, "and to me as well." Monica, looking at Lily, replied, "I lost a chance once, and life gave me another." She opened her arms. Lily snuggled in. "I love you, Mommy Monica," the little one whispered. Monica, overwhelmed, cried tears of joy, holding Lily tight. Rick knelt down, embracing both of them. They were together, not broken, but whole, in an unexpected family. Evening settled in. The rain returned, gentle. They sat on a bench under the lights. Monica lifted her face to the rain, unafraid, surrounded by warmth. Lily rested her head on her shoulder. Rick took Monica's hand. No words were needed. The lights spoke for them. Monica, once trapped in darkness, had found the light in this connection. Rick, once alone in his struggles, had found a partner. Lily, once fragile, now laughed freely. Their bond, forged in a stormy night, had become their refuge.